I don't usually get emotionally attached to vehicles, but the Raptor is one that I am extremely emotionally attached to, and I thought I would share the reason why. When I buy and sell cars, I usually have zero attachment to them. I am simply enjoying the experience and the ownership fun of owning the cars I own. And when I'm kind of tired of them or it's no longer exciting and fun, I sell them. I usually never care. That's just how it's been. That's why I've had so many cars, and it's so easy for me to move from one to the next. Like I said, this Raptor is different. And the reason it's different is originally when it was purchased new, it was purchased by my friend Adam. He was my business partner, my friend, my mentor. He meant a lot to me. At the time when he bought it, we were business partners, but he owned more of the business than I did. And so he had more money than me. And it was when they were brand new and they were extremely hard to find because everybody wanted one. He found one. It was a big deal for us. We were both very excited that he found one. He gave me a ride in it. He offered to let me drive it. It was fun. Unfortunately, he passed away. So because he meant so much to me, I was really experiencing a lot of different emotions on different levels, worried about my job, my business, my friend, my mentor, everything. It was a lot for me. And one of the things is the person who was in charge of his estate, he still owed money on this, and she was like, I'm just going to give it back to Ford, because that's who it was financed through, and just wash my hands of it. That way I don't waste money on. That was why he was still alive, but it was obvious he was not going to make it. So I, along with him, said, well, he asked me if I had the money. I said, absolutely, I'll pay it off. It is a weird thing because of who he was, and he was the owner of this, that I have had it, and it's not the only reason. It is an amazing truck. It does so much, and it's just such a fun vehicle to own, but ultimately the emotions come from who owned it before me. And like I said, he trained me to do what I do. He helped me learn the right and wrong ways sometimes on how to be a business owner and an adult and a husband and a father. So he showed me a lot. And because of all that, I have let that feeling of my friend carry over into this more than I thought. And the reason I say more than I thought is because now that it's time to sell it, I'm sort of having these weird emotions come back up. And that's totally normal. It's fine. I'm still going to sell it. But I thought, man, it's like my last tie to him besides the business. And the business, you know how businesses are. They evolve. So if you've watched my videos long enough, you know I absolutely blew it on that first opportunity of a business I had. I handled money wrong. I handled my life wrong. I was a mess as a business owner. Everything happened, and I lost my house, my car, filed for bankruptcy, and included in all that was I lost my business. So during all of that where I lost everything, I was talking to Adam, and he was trying to get out of AAA. It was exhausting. It was breaking us down. There was a moment where I had a realization that wasn't the way we could do it anymore. When there was a locksmith in Fresno, he was an older gentleman, he had a heart attack. He was definitely my competition. He was in cars and stuff, but he had a heart attack, and me and the other locksmiths around town, we all picked up a call or two of his and then would give him the money, probably not as much money as he needed. And so 2 days later, he was out of the hospital in his truck working, just looking like he didn't feel good at all. And it was a slap in the face to me that was the life I was going to end up with if I didn't make change. I mean, there's a multitude of reasons why. He probably didn't exercise enough. He probably didn't eat healthy, because when you're on the road like that, on call, just hustling from place to place, you're grabbing fast food or whatever you can get in between, still drive and head that way. So it was, like I said, a slap in the face to me to realize I can't and don't want that life. So I was really struggling with being a business owner in the current model I had anyway, so I was looking for different avenues or approaches to be able to not be like that. And that's why I do the coaching and mentoring I do with people in industries like that, because I want to help them with what I was struggling with at this time in my life, which was not being just the in the truck guy and constantly worried about making the next dollar. So I was talking to Adam. He was changing his business model because he had the same kind of thoughts, and he had a kid and he had some other stuff to where he was like, this just isn't a sustainable life for me. So he started with the idea of what we do for a business now. This is when my life was falling apart and bills were stacking up, and there's a lot of reasons why I could blame my situation at that time for, but I'm just gonna say I made a lot of mistakes, and I do not make those mistakes anymore. It's no one else's fault. It's all my fault. Because he was making this change, he needed someone he could rely on. Just after filing bankruptcy and stuff, I needed a fresh start, steady income, so he hired me. He hired me for not enough money. And that was something we both agreed on, because he was making a change too, so his income was significantly less than it was before because he cut off his biggest customer, which was AAA. So I could say with confidence I was not paid enough, but the agreement was, as we build the business and the amount of effort and significance that I played in the new role would directly result in me owning part of the company. So that's how I became a partner, was I worked for pennies but was getting ownership slowly as I helped with the new avenues and helped grow the business to keep me incentivized and working hard, and it worked. And we started growing and started making some money, and things got good. And then, like I said, life took a drastic swing that neither of us expected, and he unfortunately passed away. And through a lot of work, I ended up owning the business. Thank goodness Valerie, my wife, was around this time, because she is the reason that the business still exists, because she took chaos because I was trying to fill my role and his role, and so nothing was working right. It was all running through me, but she took that chaos and she turned it into a business. I know this is a super side story, but this is why this truck, all that change, all of that emotion, everything from that time in my life is tied up in this car, and I didn't realize it until I put last week's video out and said it's for sale. It is still for sale, but I thought I would go over why it means so much to me, and why I'm fixing a lot of little things where I normally wouldn't, and I would just sell it because I'm proud of this car. I'm proud of what I've been through while owning this truck, and the main reason I'm selling it is I feel bad. I'm going to show you what it looks like right now, because I just don't drive it at all. It just sits on the side of my house, and that makes me sadder than the sadness I feel for selling it, because this truck deserves to be enjoyed, and I want someone that is going to enjoy it, love it, and drive it a lot, and use it for the things it's built for. Because after I got it, I upgraded the suspension with pretty high-end stuff. I did a lot to it to make the few flaws that it did have from the factory no longer exist, because I upgraded all the parts that were problems. And so if you are in the market, definitely hit me up on Instagram, DM me. It's only got 63,168 miles as we sit here right now, and it is a beast of a truck. It's probably going to be, it might not be the lowest mileage one on the market, because I haven't looked in a week or so, but at the time it would have been, and it is the nicest one for sure, other than the gas mileage, because again, like I said, I don't drive it much, and when I do, it's usually with the family, and the kids don't want to go in, so I leave it idling because we live in South Florida. I know this was a long, winding story, but it really is the way I figured out why I'm so emotional and kind of attached to this truck, and really didn't want to sell it, but I have to. And I say I have to, I don't need the money. It is have to, as far as I'm tired of seeing it not get used and enjoyed the way I used to, and that it deserves to, because it's such a well-built truck. It does everything you need. I'm driving around town. It has absolutely no issues with it. It is just the Super Crew or extended cab. It's not the 4-door, so the length is a really manageable length when you're driving around in parking lots and everything else. It is a bit wide, but other than that, it's a perfect daily driver. Has plenty of room. The tire noise is a little loud, and it does need new tires. If I was to get new tires for it, I wouldn't get the big mud tires like I did. I'd get a little more just all-terrain tire, and that road noise disappears. It is an amazing truck. I hope the next owner absolutely appreciates it for what it is. And that's all I got on this one. I'll see you on the next one.